It is currently, I don't know, that's backwards for me. It's 9:25 a.m. I haven't slept at all. This iPhone apparently is not backed up, and my mom has work tomorrow, because today's Sunday. And dang, my voice is really weird. I'm not gonna open the blinds, because I haven't slept, and it's really weird. But, I'm trying to keep my voice down. I just want to do a short log. I don't know. Audio log, visual log, video log. I don't know. But yeah, I really wanna, like, look at this. This is my my hand-me-down, free 2011 MacBook Pro. It's kind of in bad condition, but kind of in good condition. It works pretty well. I retro modded it, but it's got a lot of dents and dirty stuff on it. I probably should not have added any stickers. It's pretty clean. It's not missing any keys, I don't think. And if I hold on, look. See the light? Oh, it's dead. What? That's weird. I just closed it. I guess it's because I tried to reboot it, reset it to factory settings, and the fan was just going on and on and on. And it just didn't go off until I guess it died. My calculator's still fine. You can't really... Hold on. Can you see that? I don't know. You can't really see that. But it's a TI-84 plus E and it's at max volume. And I'm going to turn the brightness on max low. But I've been doing chemistry. I kind of want to show you my notes. It's kind of really bad notes. I was using the Temu markers to draw. It's pretty cool. I think it's really cool. Nomenclature and stuff. More nomenclature type stuff. I think this is the page where I wrote on both sides. I didn't take my meds, but I feel sleepy but awake. I drank 2 cups of coffee yesterday, so I couldn't really sleep, and I didn't want to take my meds because I don't know, I didn't feel like it. But I really like this pink pale lavender color. I forgot what color it was, but I think it was 142 in Temu. But yeah, it's Og, Brody. They're all 2P and second period. I got it wrong, and it was supposed to be Fe, which is iron. I think that's iron. And it bleeds through so easily. And this is supposed to be campus hiccup or burp. Shikari paper. And shikari paper is supposed to be the best. What the heck? Hold on, I want to show you the thing. Look at this paper. It's so sick. It's so sick. And I'm also in DSPS, which, I don't know, I'm gonna have it back here, you can't really see it or read it, but I'm in DSPS, and, they give you this smart pen, or you can ask for anything you want, really, but it's for disability services and stuff, for students at ARC, and it's really nice. I really need to clean my room. It's really, it's organized, but messy, but dirty. I have so much laundry that I haven't done. So much laundry. I have... That is supposed to be darks. That's supposed to be lights, I think. But I kind of gave up yesterday 2 days ago now, from our AT class. I was so dirty. I was trying to get we were taking, it was this 60-something-year-old tire and wheel. It was super thin. Looks like it would only fit on a old VW Bug or VW bus, or I was gonna say train. I just watched a whole bunch of videos about VW mini truck, vintage truck, Volkswagen. But yeah, it's cool. But I also have a bunch of car stuff over there. It's really cool. Um, oh yeah, I really want to move to Japan. I feel like I'm like 2% Japanese probably, or at least I have a Japanese cousin which is alive. Um, which probably is like my 17th cousin, which if you do the math is less than 0.1% your cousin. So which and your first cousin is about 13% your cousin, or 13% related, or yeah, because it's, or maybe it's more than 10 but less than 50. So if you do the math, it's like really common to have a 17th cousin that's not even your, that doesn't even look like you but similar to you. Because I'm Filipino, and I don't know. I got a lot of comments when I was in like middle school, and there's this one girl in high school. The girlfriends I talked about in the last video, I've only ever had, I say I only ever had 3, but I, I just, I really hate having like a just constant drive to want to do things, but then my meds making me feel either really good or really mellow and sometimes really bad. How like, I don't like saying this, but I know it's a problem so many teenage boys have, and I'm gonna be 20 next year. It's insane in 2026, and I'm gonna be 21 in 2027. That's only 2 years from now. But I remember when it was like 2010, and I first gained consciousness, watching Nikihiga videos and Wasabi production videos on the TV in the guest bedroom in my grandparents' house in San Diego, or North County, coastal San Diego County. And it was just so nice. And I really miss that. I really miss being like a 3-year-old, just watching YouTube videos. And I remember when I was in preschool in Castro Valley, when I was 3, we made these balloons where you put like sparkles in the balloons, and it was like a white balloon or pretty clear balloon, so you could like play around with it. And I remember for some reason I was like in kindergarten or preschool, and because like I went to like 4 different preschools for some reason. I don't think it's because I was dumb. I think it's because I was moving around, and they just brought out free preschool or transitional kindergarten for the first time. It was called pre-K, but I went to a preschool in San Diego, and like I went to multiple. I'm pretty sure I went to like multiple in San Diego and multiple in the Bay Area, and I feel like I just remember like every time I moved, it just felt worse. Like San Diego, 0 to 3 years old, not a care in the world. Preschool, fun. Hanging out with my family, fun. Seeing the old 95 black Honda Civic manual hatchback, sick. Even though I don't really have memories of it, but I saw a picture of it when my dad and mom were like just recently married, when that car was new in 95. Since my dad likes buying new cars, since his first car was an 86 Toyota Corolla with the pop-up headlights like the AE86, but stock. And like he had the spoiler on it too. And he bought it, or no, he didn't buy it. His dad bought it for him in '86, and it was a car from 1986. And then the next car he bought was a Honda Civic in '95, and then the next car he bought was another Honda Civic in '05, and the next car he bought was a Mazda 3 in 2014. And this was in 20. He always buys the cars right before the new model comes out, so he always buys it when it's the newest model. And that's how I was when I got my iPhone 11 Pro. My first iPhone I ever used was an iPhone 5C, but I've been using my iPhone 4 a lot lately. That I got, I don't know where I put it, that I got off eBay for like $35. It's really cool. It's unlocked, so you can't really do anything on it. I kind of make a lot of lengthy comments on YouTube. I feel like I should stop that, but I feel like it's my way of feeling better and feeling more mellow, because I feel like when I sleep too much, when I take my meds all the time, it makes me super energetic or super bad. But when I don't take my meds, just for one night out of the whole week, it's like a good step forward, but it brings me like 2 steps back, because I have to get used to taking the meds, or just drink coffee more regularly, because I just started drinking coffee more regularly. And dang, it's crazy how like 19 years old, just a week ago, I was on, no, yeah, just last week on Sunday I was 18. Day after I turned 19. I don't feel like I feel 19. I I still feel like sometimes I'm like a 3-year-old in San Diego watching Nigihiga videos and Wasabi production videos and Roman Atwood videos, prank videos, and skit videos from those other two YouTubers, just having a good time, just existing. But I can't have that anymore because my parents and sister are just so rude. Like, I made a comment on a video that, on Ito's video, I don't know what her name is, but I think her name is Ito, and I think she's from the States, or Canada. But I think she's Japanese, I don't know. But her name, she puts stuff in Japanese. I put stuff in Japanese, and I'm not even Japanese. I know more Japanese than some Japanese people, it's crazy. But I know less Filipino than any first-generation Filipino, but my grandparents were born in the Philippines. My mom was born in the Philippines. My dad was born in Key West, Florida on a Navy base. His dad was in the Navy. His mom was a nurse. Both Filipino, all Filipino in my family. So I'm probably at least 90-something% Filipino. Like, this guy's toast. Like, this guy's toast from Hearthstone. But this guy's toast, the guy who always used to wear a toast mask on his Hearthstone matches, he used to be #1 ranked player. Like, it was so funny that, like, he said he was 2.9% Filipino, and I'm like, and his friend, who's only 50% Filipino, is a very mestizo Filipino. He looks very white, but he also looks, he doesn't even really look, or he looks Asian, which he is. Eurasian, white and Asian. Because, like usual, his dad is the white guy, and his mom's the Filipino, and he's really short. But at least I'm not short. At least I'm like a quote-unquote full-blooded Filipino. No one's full-blooded anything. You're always, even for the people that they think they're 100% white, they're probably like they're not just white. The reason why they call themselves white is because they don't know what kind of European they are. Because they don't know. That's like saying, oh, I'm Asian. Most Asians know what kind of Asian they are. It's very rare to see an Asian that's like 15% Thai, 30% Filipino, 5% Japanese, 2% Chinese. That just doesn't exist. Like, bro, the major Asian migration didn't happen until the 1800s. Like, when Bruce Lee's parents got here. I mean, he was still living in Hong Kong, wasn't he? But, like, when Jackie Chan, like, I remember when, like, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee and, the white guy, I don't know his name, Chuck Norris, fuck. Yeah, the white guy, I just know him as the white guy. Americans know him as stereotypical Americans. White Anglo-Saxon, Ashkenazi Jew type. I don't discriminate, but I know a lot of information and I have my own opinions. But yeah, I just have a lot of opinions, and it's like, it's mid-morning. It's like 9:30. I don't know what the time is. No, I do. It's 9:39 and 5 seconds. And the date is 25/03/30. And they have a lot of... I really want to get back to playing Genshin Impact. I know that's such a weeaboo thing to say, but it was my favorite game in 2020 when I was feeling bad. Because I was like right after I got out of the hospital in 2020. And I was feeling really bad in March of 2020. No, it was 2021. But I was feeling so good at the start of COVID. But then, like, there was such a big break off of school. And when I went back to online school, I just couldn't take it. Because it was all online. I just didn't want to exist anymore. I was burnt out. I was running so fast. I was not eating. I was forcing myself to stay in my room, kind of like how I am now. But I didn't even talk to myself. I just focused on school and talked to classmates. But I realized that I don't like talking to people. Like, I like messaging and like one-on-one stuff with me and you, or me and myself, because I'm not really talking to anyone except myself, is nice. But watching these other YouTubers that like rant about shenanigans or just random stuff on YouTube makes you feel like, dang, I can do that too. But like, dang, I should sit up straight. Ow, my leg. But like, I had the, besides the point, but I'm Catholic, and like, you can probably tell by the things, but, like, I was at this ministry liturgy thing, and it was so broad, and there was this, I don't want to be rude, but it was this white guy who was a professor at University of Portland, Oregon, which is a Catholic school, which I thought was like, I only knew them as the Catholic school, and their school color is purple. And Matt Strangio went there, and Everett Silva went there, and they were really cool. And Everett Silva is Mexican, and that's really cool. And he's a really good runner. And he was and I had two friends that I don't know why I always thought they were Everett. So they reminded me so much of Everett Silva and Cooper Tier, but it was just a random white kid and Mexican kid I would always be friends with. And right now, I'm only friends with a Mexican kid. I'm not really friends with any white kids. But I used to always have a big friend group in high school, and now I don't really have anyone. I kind of just have myself. And my family doesn't even like the Mexican friend because they're like Americanized Mexican. They're not like, but he speaks Spanish. I don't know. I feel like I always hung out more with Mexicans. Than way easier than any other ethnicity. Especially like mixed race Mexicans with like Mexican and Asian, because those were my only girlfriends. And I just wish I could do better in life and like keep talking quietly because I don't want to wake up anyone. And I hope they don't freak out when I'm recording this video. And yeah, I feel like I should stop this video. It's getting too long, but yeah, that's just random stuff about my life. I'll try to post frequent updates from now on, but no promises. I post like once a month. Sometimes I don't post for a year. Actually, no, I think I've been posting at least once a month, but it's spotty. It's like 5 videos at once, and then no posts for 5 months. Or no posts for a year, so I don't know. It's nice. This YouTube community also, too, one more thing. I just want it to be like sub 20. It's already longer than Isaac's fastest 5K, which was 16:51, because it's at 17:07, but like, my fastest 5K was 19:08, and that was my freshman year, and I just peaked my freshman year. I still want to run, but like, you know, Asian parents, they're like, oh, you always gotta put school first. But like, literally, the priest at St. Clair, he was like, you always have to put school, you always have to do a sport, you always have to do school, you always have to have a fun hobby, and you have to have God on top of all that. So that's the 4 main things I should work on. But I haven't been doing any sports. I've just been staying still when I used to run like almost like 40 miles a week. I always say like 120 miles in June, and then 40 miles a week for 120 miles biking in June per week, and like 40 miles of running per week in July. That would be the dream. And I usually got close to doing that last year, or 2 years ago. Last summer going into my senior year of high school, since I just graduated high school. I was biking like over 100 miles, like 107 miles a week for a couple weeks in a row, or like 100 and then 110, and like my like it started with cross country though, because I was running cross country from like August to like November, and then track practice started from December to like May, but I kind of dropped out of track because I didn't like the coaches. They were just so mean. They were mean, strict, and they didn't know how to coach. They were sprinting coach, or this guy who was a sprinting coach, middle distance coach at best, but he did not know how to coach long distance. I hate people that don't know what they're doing, that act like, oh yeah, this is good for you, and then I go through with what they say, and then I found out it's not good for me. Because with the different coach, when I've ran on my own, I always run best when I'm with a group of others and a semi-coach. I always run best when it's not really a coach, but it's mainly self-led with a leader that's a student, and me running with upperclassmen, and I'm an underclassman. But after like my freshman year of high school, I was the fastest on the team. After that, I got a stress fracture my sophomore year because I stopped running for like 3 months, and then I went back to running 15 miles a week instantly, and and then I built up to 15 to 18 to 21 to 25, and then like I kept saying like, yeah, I think I got shin splints, and then they were like keep saying like, oh yeah, do this, do that, like my teammates, but they were like my teammates, they were like only a year or two older than me, so they don't know that much. And by the time I got an X-ray, there was a stress fracture in my shin or bone. There was like a slight hairline fracture, so I wasn't able to run for like a month, and I hated that. I had to be on crutches for like at least 2 weeks, and I couldn't run for like a month. And I went from like running 650s, 550s sometimes in PE, because I had a 521 mile, like easily, like a 550 mile. I could run that for like 2 miles. But like it's crazy how when you don't have a good group of people that you're with, and especially now that I'm out of high school and I'm like by myself in college and I don't really have any friends, it's just me and my family that I don't even really like being around, that whenever I'm around the hospital, I feel the best when I'm at the hospital. It feels like I get a vacation, like I'm in heaven when I'm at the hospital. Like, I don't know, it's just, I don't like being at home. I just want a fresh start. Like, I don't want to kill myself. I hate saying that. Just like how I hate saying I have a porn and masturbation addiction, but it's like I'm addicted to the thought of suicide. I'm addicted to the thought of porn. I'm addicted, like, those, they linger in the back of my mind, but I don't want them to linger. They always come and go. That's like the thing with my bipolar or psychosis and MDD or major depressive disorder, is that it goes really high, really down. And I never really have a steady, like, flat. It's always like a sine wave from a far distance. It's like this, like, but sometimes it can go like this and sometimes it can go like that. For a normal person, most of the time they're just like that, straight line. And I'm not a straight line. I'm like a Porsche suspension compared to a Toyota suspension on a bumpy road. It's like my life is more rough than most other people's, and the things I want to do that seem that I think are normal, that I think are signs of independence and adulthood, my family thinks is like, oh, you're being rude, you're supposed to tell us what you're doing, where you're doing, and why you're doing it, and if it's not normal, then you're grounded. And like, I got grounded for like over a month just because I hung out at my friend Johnny's house without telling my parents, because I said I had to do errands with him, but I don't know if I said it or not, but like, I hung out with him for like an hour or so, and they just hated that, and I don't know why. I was 18, gonna turn 9, it was February, and my birthday's in March, and they just hated like everything I was doing. They took away my phone. I couldn't use my phone on and off. Like, it was just so bad. And I'm trying to get this off my chest so I can live, learn, and forget. But it's hard for me to forget things. I kind of have a really good memory. I started memorizing things when I was like 2 or 3 years old. Because I remember my first memories was me, like, again, I remember when Nigahiga was the most subscribed YouTuber, and when all the YouTube channels on the TV were so different. That was crazy. I remember when that weird kid was like the most subscribed for a while. I remember when Nigahiga was the most subscribed for a while, for like 3 years. It was crazy. It was like that weird kid, Nigahiga, and then Smosh, and then PewDiePie, and then T-Series, and then I don't even know what now, because I don't really pay attention to the lore like that. I've been trying to build my YouTube feed brick by brick, but I don't know, because I accidentally, quote unquote, I didn't post things that I was supposed to on YouTube, and my original account got banned, and it had years and years of saved videos, years and years of like videos, just all of that. It was just lost from just 2 videos I wasn't supposed to post that they clearly could have just taken off the platform, but they deleted my whole channel. And I was like, I know I didn't have any, I had like 1 subscriber, but like, Come on, I had that channel since I was in 2016. I was 10 years old in 2016, and I don't know why. I was curious, like, you know how they post like basically porn on Instagram. There's literal porn on Instagram, and I don't get the YouTube ads anymore, thank God. But I think it's because YouTube thinks I'm not a kid anymore. But I remember those crazy ads you get on YouTube, but I don't get them anymore because I'm like an adult now. I don't feel like an adult. I feel like I don't want to crawl back into the womb, but I just want to like. I just wish like I could go back in time to like middle school and fix all the problems. Like remember the things I remember now and just try to do things better. Because I kind of just, if I feel like, I don't know, I feel like all the experiences I've had since middle school have shaped me a lot. But a lot of them shaped me in a bad way. Because I was never able to hang out with my sister and she doesn't approve of my friends. And she doesn't like any of the friends I hang out with other than her friends, but that doesn't really count because they're not my true friends. And every time I try to hang out with her friends, she's just like, no, that's weird. Everything I try to do that brings me joy is like bad, unless if I do it without my parents or sister knowing. Like me recording this video right now. So, yeah. It's just, I don't know. I get a sense of relief talking to myself and making like a video log, audio log, visual log, whatever you call it, all those combined. But yeah, I just want a better life. I really, like my goals that I said in the last video are true. I really want to move out. Not just move out, but like move to Japan, where I feel like people there are more common, or at least move to the Bay Area, where there's college and tech jobs galore. Not like in Sacramento or Placer County, where the most high-paying jobs are utility jobs, where like civil engineers work on stuff. I hate civil engineering. I mean, I don't hate it. I love watching videos about it, but I just don't like. I wouldn't want to do that. Like I don't know why I find civil engineering dumb, because you're working on a project that lasts for like 30, 40 years. No, maybe like 10 years, like in pristine condition, but you don't do anything to it. There's no updates. There's no moving parts for like a bridge. You don't want it to move unless if you you want it to move a little bit, so there's no earthquake. So if there's an earthquake, it can jiggle a little bit and stay fine. But like, I really like cars. I really like designing. I really like computers. I really like computers and cars. I really want to work in those two fields. But I was also thinking in my like job tier list Halo thing that I talked a little bit, is that I wish I could have like, I have like 3 different main types of jobs. Either moving to Japan as a professor or a teacher in high school or college, or teaching a class, or having my own shop for something, or working at a big company where I get to have creative ideations, ideologies, and I don't just design stuff, I work on stuff too with my own hands, because I like working on my own hands. And I feel like that's the best way I learn, working with my hands. But I also have to see, hear, feel, and touch. So it's everything. But I just like working with my hands, and I don't know. I just have my preferences. I have like things I like as an INFP, even though I hate saying that. It sounds so stupid. It's like saying, "Oh yeah, what's your nationality?" That's like saying, "Oh yeah, I'm PhDF, DV." I'm from PhD at Devo. Like, it just sounds like a code word people try to say to make themselves a label. It works because it's very accurate to how I am, but like, people like me were like people like Einstein and people like that, and it's like, man, I wish I could be one of those people that's like really impactful and does a lot of cool stuff, but I'm just locked in my house and I can't do anything other than just be on my PC. And it's not even a real PC. This is Asus Q423 VivoBook 14 basically, but it's not very good. I thought it would be amazing, but it's like an intermediate tier, 16 gigabytes RAM. He said half a terabyte worth of storage, but that I have like Genshin Impact is like 100 gigabytes, bro. Or like it's damn near 100 gigabytes, bro. If I downloaded any more than like 2 games, I wouldn't have any more storage in the application folder, bro. I'm at like 200 or 255, bro. Why isn't it unlimited, bro? But like this is more storage, so hopefully I can balance it out. Oh damn, it's half an hour. Okay, I gotta go. Peace.